Hello and welcome to the Comic Book Guy channel. I'm Guy Wozniak, and it is time for another round of Comic Book Jeopardy. This is the 5th episode of Comic Book Jeopardy, and because you guys have been enjoying it so much, we're going to keep churning them out on a weekly basis. Now, if you're new here, we talk about comic books and comic book related topics regularly, and we do a Comic Jeopardy show, of course. So if you're a fan of comics, superheroes, graphic novels, sci-fi and fantasy, or anything comic book related, please subscribe to the channel because you will almost certainly enjoy our content. As far as this Jeopardy show goes, well, here's how it works. I'll ask you a series of 30 trivia questions across 6 categories, escalating in difficulty, and then one final Jeopardy question. Feel free to keep score. I recommend adding up the points from your questions that you answer correctly, but don't bother removing points for missed questions if you don't want to. Now, with that said, let's go over today's categories. Our first category is Superman, and as you might know, every week I try to do a character-specific category, and today we are doing the Man of Steel himself, Superman. Category 2 is Limited Series, a category all about comic book stories that were produced and published as a planned limited series of issues. The third category is Arch Rivals, and in this one we're talking all about the heroes and their villainous nemesis rivals across all of comic books. Category 4 is Legendary Artists, a category about the comic book creators who put pencil to paper and drew our favorite images. Category 5 is From Page to Screen, and it's a series of questions about shows and movies inspired by and based on the comics and the characters that we love. And finally, Category 6 is 'Tis But a Scratch, and in this one we have a series of clues pertaining to characters who brush off mortal wounds like it's a scratch, thanks to superpowered healing factors. So today, my co-host, Matt, will be reading the clues with you guys. So a big thanks to him for helping me write all of these clues and for running the board today.
Hey guys, I'm Matt, and I'm happy to be here today. Before we get started, just a reminder, don't forget to leave a comment with your total score at the end of the game. We love seeing who gets the high score. Now let's jump into the 200-point round. Superman for 200. This is the biological father of Superman. Who is Jor-El? Limited series for 200. This 1982 Marvel 4-issue limited series featured this famous mutant who is the best there is at what he does. But what he does isn't very nice. And of course, who is Wolverine? Arch Rivals for 200. This Superman nemesis often sees himself as protecting humanity from the dangers of superpowered beings. And obviously, who is Lex Luthor? Legendary Artist for 200. This World War II veteran and comic artist is widely considered the king of comics and is responsible for the creation of numerous DC and Marvel characters. Who is Jack Kirby? From Page to Screen for 200. This 2012 Marvel team-up movie was preceded by several movies focused on the characters that would eventually come together to fight a common foe. What is The Avengers? 'Tis But a Scratch for 200. This clawed, cigar-smoking mutant first appeared in the pages of The Incredible Hulk. Who is Wolverine? Okay, that's going to wrap up the 200-point round. I hope you're ready to turn up the difficulty. Superman for 400. This extraterrestrial monster was responsible for the infamous death of Superman. Who is Doomsday? Limited series for 400. This dark 1986 DC 4-issue limited series featured one of DC's oldest and most iconic characters. What is The Dark Knight Returns? Arch Rivals for 400. This red-hued Captain America villain has plagued Steve Rogers for decades. Who is the Red Skull? Legendary artist for 400. This artist is most famous for his artwork on the Hulk and Spider-Man before leaving Marvel to form an independent comic label that provided more creator control. Who is Todd McFarlane? From page to screen for 400. This recent DC movie features their most iconic hero, who has been portrayed by many different actors on radio, TV, and in theaters since 1940. What is Superman? 'Tis but a scratch for 400. This pale alien bounty hunter is gleefully violent and frequently uses a large metal hook on a chain as his weapon of choice. And it's the main man himself, who is Lobo. Hey guys, before we dive into the 600-point round, a quick reminder about our 10,000 subscriber giveaway.
One of you will win this collection of Wolverine comics when the channel hits 10,000 subscribers. This is the 1982's Wolverine miniseries issues 1 through 4 from the legendary team of Frank Miller and Chris Claremont. So let's keep it real simple. If you want to win these books, do two things. First, be sure to subscribe to the channel because only subscribers are eligible for this giveaway. Second, when we hit 10,000 subscribers, I will post the giveaway announcement video. You have to see this video to find out who will win, so make sure that you have notifications turned on, because you don't want to miss that.
And now back to the Jeopardy. Superman for 600. After the death of Superman, this armored hero used the Superman logo as a way to honor him rather than replace him. Who is Steel? Limited series for 600. This 1984 Marvel 12-issue miniseries introduced several new characters to the Marvel Universe to include Titania and Volcana. What is The Secret Wars? Arch rivals for 600. This bejeweled Iron Man villain first appeared in Tales of Suspense number 50 in 1964. Who is the Mandarin? Legendary artist for 600. This prolific artist is most noted for his work on Spider-Man and has a son who has also become a legendary artist in his own right. Who is John Romita Sr.? From page to screen for 600. This pizza-loving team of sewer dwellers got their big screen debut for our French friends. This pizza-loving team of sewer dwellers got their big screen debut in 1990. What is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? The Heroes in a Half Shell.
Turtle power!
They did have a banger theme song on the cartoon. 'Tis but a scratch for 600. This gamma-irradiated villain is covered in green scales and has webbed fins for ears. Who is Abomination? Superman for 800. A weakened Superman found himself held prisoner in this location, where he was forced to compete in gladiatorial-style games. What is War World? Limited series for 800. This 1984 Marvel 5-issue limited series was famously misnumbered as being only 4 issues through the first 4 installments, but then was labeled as being 5 out of 5 on the 5th and final issue. What is The Punisher? Arch rivals for 800. This robotic villain created the Vision and considers himself to be his father. Who is Ultron? Legendary artist for 800. This legend was the artist for Superman vs. Muhammad Ali in 1978. Who is Neil Adams? And for those of you who don't know, it came in a large magazine-sized format. From page to screen for 800. This 2012 dark and gritty movie was preceded by a more lighthearted take on the character that starred Sylvester Stallone and Rob Schneider. What is Dread? 'Tis but a scratch for 800. This DC character was given an experimental drug by the Army in an effort to create super soldiers. This drug allowed him to use up to 90% of his brain's capacity. After leaving the Army, he became a mercenary. Who is Deathstroke? Okay, guys, this is it. The 1,000-point round. Buckle up and get ready to really test your knowledge. Superman for 1,000. This shrunken city of Krypton is being kept in Superman's Fortress of Solitude. What is Kandor? And a little bonus trivia, it was originally shrunken by Brainiac. Limited series for 1,000. This 1982 3-issue Marvel Limited series was the first limited series ever released by Marvel. What is Marvel Superheroes Contest of Champions? Arch rivals for 1,000. This Doctor Strange villain and ruler of the Dark Dimension is most easily recognizable by his flaming head. Who is Dormammu? Legendary artist for 1,000. This artist's style is often emulated, and he drew such legendary titles as the original Silver Surfer series, Conan the Barbarian, and the Avengers. Who is John Buscema, one of my personal favorite artists? From page to screen for 1,000. This cult classic that still holds up today saw the tragic death of the lead actor while still filming. What is The Crow? 'Tis but a scratch for 1,000. This hero was granted immortality by the cosmic entity Death Urge and formed a superhero team in the Great Lakes region of the United States. Who is Mr. Immortal? All right, that brings us to the end of round 1 and on to Final Jeopardy. In Final Jeopardy, you can wager any amount of points that you earned in the previous round on the category of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you get the question right, add the total to your final score, and don't forget to post your total score down in the comments below. Now let's see the Final Jeopardy clue for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Krang, the bodiless and brain-like villain of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, was banished to Earth from his homeworld, which was called this. What is Dimension X?
Hey, it's Guy, and I'm back to close this episode of Comic Book Jeopardy out by saying first, thanks to Matt for helping me come up with a bunch of new questions for the show, and thanks for co-hosting this episode again. I really appreciate the help. Now, with that said, I'm going to wrap this show up for today, and I'm going to say thanks for tuning in and watching. As always, I appreciate it. And don't forget to keep collecting comics, keep watching our videos, and until the next one, bye now.